नमस्कार। राजधानी के राजपथ से आज गणतंत्र दिवस के शुभ अवसर पर मैं जसदेव सिंह, दूरदर्शन और अपने साथी कमेंटेटर्स ब्रिगेडियर चित्तरंजन सावंत, चारू शर्मा और प्रदीप शर्मा की तरफ से आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। हमारी शुभकामनाएं। नवल सूर्य की नव किरणें रचें रंगोली अंगना, मधुरिम चंदन सा महके हर वर्ष हमारे गणतंत्र का सपना। गणतंत्र दिवस की इस पावन प्रभात वेला में कवि हेमेंद्र भगवती के शब्दों में दिल से यही दुआ निकलती है। राजपथ पर सूर्य की पहली किरणें उतर आई हैं, सवेरे के कोहरे की हल्की सी चादर को एक तरफ सरकाते हुए। कुछ ही देर बाद प्रधानमंत्री इंडिया गेट पधारेंगे। यहाँ सलामी मंच से दाईं तरफ 60 फुट चौड़ाई राजपथ और ये इंडिया गेट उन शहीदों की याद में जिन्होंने अपने कर्तव्य की बलिवेदी पर अपने प्राण न्यौछावर कर दिए। प्रधानमंत्री तमाम देशवासियों की तरफ से यहाँ अमर जवान ज्योति पर श्रद्धा पुष्प अर्पित करेंगे, कृतज्ञता ज्ञापन करेंगे इस प्रकार, और उसके बाद परेड आरंभ होगी जिसकी सलामी लेंगे राष्ट्रपति डॉक्टर शंकर दयाल शर्मा। परेड में दर्शन होंगे भारत की सैन्य शक्ति के, सांस्कृतिक धरोहर और संपदा के, युवा शक्ति के, लोक संगीत के, लोक नृत्य के। सब कुछ सजा संवरा इन ऊंचे ऊंचे पेड़ों की फुनगियों पर गिरती हुई सूर्य की सोनाली किरणें, हर ओर वसंत का हरा आलोक। चारू शर्मा।
Thank you, Jasdev. I must quickly add that it is an honor and a privilege to be here on this very special occasion, and a warm welcome to all our viewers once again watching the live telecast on Doordarshan of the 47th Republic Day Parade. A large number of people have gathered here at Rajpath to watch the parade go by in all its glory, displaying the tradition and emotion that India contains. They have been here since the early morning, but the mist has given way to a fair deal of sunshine. The weather is perfect for the wonderful display of our finery. The flags fluttering at the side of Rajpath with just enough breeze to have them unfurl in all their majesty. It's estimated that we probably have close to 20,000 people watching the event live, and a privileged lot they are. Very soon we'll have the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narasimha Rao, proceeding towards India Gate for the first part of the ceremony, the Amar Jawan Jyoti. It is a day of immense significance and great pride for all of us, as it was on this day in 1950 that our illustrious forefathers adopted our constitution and restored sovereignty to us, the people of India. The Republic Day thus heralded the foundation for justice, liberty, equality and fraternity, assuring dignity of the individual and unity of the nation. People here at Rajpath anxiously awaiting the arrival of all the dignitaries, and to carry on, Brigadier Sawant.
47वें गणतंत्र दिवस के पावन पर्व पर एक बार फिर हार्दिक अभिनंदन। और अब राष्ट्रपति भवन की तरफ ये दृश्य नॉर्थ ब्लॉक और साउथ ब्लॉक, वहीं स्थित है विजय चौक। विजय चौक से ही आज की गणतंत्र दिवस परेड शुरू होकर के राजपथ पर होती हुई इंडिया गेट की तरफ जाती है और फिर इंडिया गेट से लाल किले तक। 1930 में 26 जनवरी को उस समय के कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रपति पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने देश के नागरिकों के साथ शपथ ली थी भारत को संपूर्ण प्रभुत्व संपन्न गणतंत्र बनाने का। और 1947 में 15 अगस्त को जब स्वाधीनता मिली तो ये निर्णय हुआ कि 26 जनवरी 1950 को भारत संपूर्ण प्रभुत्व संपन्न गणतंत्र बनेगा। आज 47वां गणतंत्र दिवस, हर्ष और उल्लास, असंख्य नर नारी, बाल और वृद्ध राजपथ के दोनों ओर बहुत ही सुंदर, बहुत ही भव्य, दूरदर्शन के माध्यम से सारा देश इस भव्य समारोह को देख रहा है और देश के बाहर भी दूरदर्शन अंतर्राष्ट्रीय DDI अंग्रेजी चैनल अलग भी जा रहा है और हिंदी DD1 पर। इस समय सलामी मंच के ठीक सामने बैंड है, ये बैंड ये धुन बजाएंगे, मिलिट्री बैंड है राजपुताना राइफल्स रेजिमेंटल सेंटर और EME सेंटर के, जिनके नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं सूबेदार मेजर रामपत सिंह और सूबेदार हरि प्रसाद। उन्हीं के साथ ही खड़े हैं पाइप्स और ड्रम्स, और राजपथ के इस तरफ आते हुए ये ध्वज, ये सलामी मंच, ये पाइप्स और ड्रम्स जो अभी दिखाई दिए सूबेदार गोविंद राम और सूबेदार राम प्रसाद के नेतृत्व में। जब पहली धुन बजाएंगे तो ये केदारनाथ और जसदेव
बैंड मधुर धुनें छेड़ेंगे, सैनिक मार्च करेंगे कदम से कदम मिलाते हुए। राष्ट्रपति डॉक्टर शंकर दयाल शर्मा, जो भारतीय सेनाओं के सर्वोच्च कमांडर हैं, देश के प्रथम नागरिक, वो सलामी लेंगे। आज की इस परेड को देखने के लिए हमारे देश में आए मान्य अतिथि ब्राज़ील के राष्ट्रपति फर्नांडो एनरिके कार्डोसो सपत्नीक पधारेंगे। राजपथ 60 फुट चौड़ा राजपथ, जिसके दोनों ओर फहराती हुई राष्ट्रीय पताकाएं और धरती पर दोनों ओर बसंती रंग के फूल। बसंत के इस मौसम में जैसे जीवन राजपथ पर मुस्कुरा उठा है, हर ओर एक उत्साह सा है। ये फूल जो ज़िंदगी को खुशी देते हैं, साथ ही उस खुशी को प्रकट करते हैं जो इंसानों के दिलों में है। और आज जब गणतंत्र दिवस मना रहा है सारा देश, तो हमारी प्रसन्नता, हमारा संकल्प, हमारी खुशी, हमारे इरादे सब जैसे एक साथ जाहिर हो रहे हैं। सुख और समृद्धि, विकास और प्रगति की मंजिल की तरफ जाने के लिए सवेरे से ही यहाँ पर आमंत्रित अतिथियों का और सड़क के दोनों ओर देश के नागरिकों का, राजधानी के वासियों का आना जारी हो गया था। काफ़ी तड़के से हवा बहती हुई, सर्दी कुछ तेज, लेकिन उस सब के बावजूद एक राहत से पहुंचाती हुई धूप। राजपथ पर अब प्रतीक्षा है। प्रधानमंत्री जी जब इंडिया गेट पधारेंगे, इंडिया गेट एक ऐसी इमारत जो याद दिलाती है उन शहीदों की और उन बहादुर जवानों की जिन्होंने समय के साथ साथ जब भी ज़रूरत पड़ी अपने देश के लिए, रक्षा के लिए, एकता और अखंडता की, वो आगे बढ़े। तो अब सब इंडिया गेट, जबकि ये भव्य दृश्य है इंडिया गेट ही से राजपथ का, दूर सामने है राष्ट्रपति भवन, जिसका गुंबद है बौद्ध स्तूप के आकार का। और अमर जवान ज्योति, जहां हर वर्ष आज के दिन प्रधानमंत्री देशवासियों की तरफ से पुष्पांजलि अर्पित करते हैं। वे लोग जिनके लिए कहा जा सकता है ऐसे भी खुश नसीब हैं दुनिया में जो हयात, ऐसे भी खुश नसीब हैं दुनिया में जो हयात खुद मिट के दूसरों का मुकद्दर बना गए।
इंडिया गेट 1921 से 1931 के बीच 10 वर्षों में बना। प्रथम विश्व युद्ध में 10 लाख भारतीय सैनिक और श्रमिक रण क्षेत्र में गए। ये 3 ध्वज, सबसे बाएं सेना का, बीच में नौसेना और दाहिने तरफ वायुसेना, तीनों सशस्त्र सेनाओं के लोगों ने देश की रक्षा में जीवन बलिदान किया। उन 10 लाख भारतीयों में 70,000 भारतीय प्रथम विश्व युद्ध में शहीद हुए, रण क्षेत्र में खेत रहे। और प्रथम विश्व युद्ध में वीर गति पाने वाले सैनिकों का यह स्मारक है। और आज का शुभारंभ यही अमर जवान पर, ये अमर जवान उल्टी राइफल हेलमेट, प्रधानमंत्री श्रद्धा सुमन यही अर्पित करेंगे। 1971 के युद्ध में स्वाधीनता के पश्चात से जितने लोग देश की बलिवेदी पर निछावर हो गए, उनकी याद में। प्रदीप शर्मा।
और अब कारों का एक काफिला इंडिया गेट की तरफ आता हुआ राजपथ पर कुछ ही देर में गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह की शुरुआत होगी। प्रधानमंत्री श्री पीवी नरसिम्हा राव द्वारा अमर जवान ज्योति पर पुष्पांजलि अर्पित करने के साथ। इंडिया गेट, जहां एक अखंड ज्योति लगातार जलती रहती है, और राजपथ का यह दृश्य, इसके दोनों ओर बड़ी संख्या में लोग एकत्र हो चुके हैं। प्रतीक्षा है प्रधानमंत्री श्री पीवी नरसिम्हा राव के यहाँ पधारने की। सबसे पहले प्रधानमंत्री नरसिम्हा राव शहीदों को पुष्पांजलि अर्पित करेंगे और प्रधानमंत्री अब इंडिया गेट पहुंचने वाले हैं। और प्रधानमंत्री इंडिया गेट पहुंच चुके हैं, जहां रक्षा सचिव, वायुसेना अध्यक्ष, नौसेना अध्यक्ष और थल सेना अध्यक्ष, रक्षा उत्पादन राज्य मंत्री, रक्षा राज्य मंत्री का स्वागत किया और अब पुष्पांजलि अर्पित करेंगे प्रधानमंत्री, जिसके बाद बिगुल वादक लास्ट पोस्ट की धुन बजाएंगे, सैनिक अधिकारी सलामी देंगे और अन्य लोग खड़े रहेंगे।
Prime Minister now will take the wreath from
लास्ट पोस्ट की धुन समाप्त होते ही 2 मिनट का मौन हो जाएगा
escorts
और इसके
from the
बाद
Air Force.
राउस की धुन बजाएंगे।
They will now place them on the base of the pedestal, and now the salute, last post. A 2-minute silence. the rouse. And now the Prime Minister will leave the eternal flame and escorted by the service chiefs. He will come towards the saluting desk this morning. He will be the last to arrive because they come back in reverse order. It's a very moving ceremony. The last post particularly is a very moving tune, so to speak. And this is the eternal flame. You can see the four flames on four sides of that central monument. And in Hindi is written there, Amar Jawan, the eternal soldier. On ceremonial occasions, the eternal flame is also lit on top of India Gate. It's beautifully draped, and as we've already told you, it's guarded by Inter-Services Guard 24 hours a day. This is the naval contingent of the Inter-Services Guard. We've already seen the Army and the Air Force contingents. And at the back of
this is a scenario around
the Inter-Services Guard, the VIPs are now leaving India Gate and coming towards the saluting desk, where in about 10 to 12 minutes the parade itself will start.
It has dissipated with
As we've already informed you that we have two VIPs witnessing the parade, the chief guest being the President of Brazil, His Excellency Mr. Fernando Henrique Cardoso, and the former President of Tanzania, Mr. Julius Nyerere, who will be seated next to the President on the desk which is where the parade will pass.
Symbolized, as you saw earlier, by a reversed rifle topped by a helmet.
There are some of the disabled
on either side of
persons who always have a private place at the Republic Day parade.
The Prime Minister at the Amar Jawan
The Defence Secretary,
the Defence Secretary, Mr. K.A. Nambiar, and he will
now the
lead
Air Chief,
the people who will receive Prime Minister here.
Air Chief Marshal Sareen, who just took over on the 31st of December as the new Chief of Air Staff.
Received by the Defence Secretary.
And then will follow the Naval Chief, Air Chief Marshal
Vijay Singh Shekhawat,
who is now the Chairman of Chiefs of Staff Committee. I said Air Chief Marshal, I made a mistake. It's Admiral Vijay Shekhawat and Mrs. Shekhawat. And finally the Army Chief, General Shankar Roy Chaudhary,
Chief of the Army,
Mr. Roy Chaudhary, Mr. Suresh Pichori, the Minister of State for Defence Production.
The two Defence Ministers are next to arrive. The Minister of State for Defence Production, Shri
And
Suresh
finally, the Minister of State for Defence, Mr. Mukherjee. They are all here to receive the Prime Minister, who should be arriving in about half a minute.
Prime Minister at the Amar Jawan Jyoti. They are here now, awaiting
Very
the arrival
impressive motorcade.
Prime Minister.
The service chiefs greeting each other and the other dignitaries.
Republic Day parade will commence in
There's
a short
the
while.
Prime Minister's
Not only
motorcade
the
coming up.
President, but also our chief guest for this year's celebration, the President of the Federal Republic of Brazil, His Excellency.
Prime Minister is
Fernando,
also the
Henrique
Defense
Cardoso.
Minister. He's held this portfolio virtually the entire time that he's been Prime Minister.
Bringing the Prime
And
Minister.
consequently, there are two Ministers of State for Defense who do the day-to-day looking after the ministry.
To receive Shri P.V. Narasimha Rao. Another lovely
Otherwise,
view
the
of
procedure
India
used to be
still
that
shrouded,
the Defense Minister used to receive the Prime Minister, along with others, of course.
Srimati Sonia
And Mrs. Sonia Gandhi with Mr. Julius Nyerere.
Julius Nyerere
And
of
behind Mr.
Tanzania,
Nyerere is the retired Chief of Naval Staff,
President,
Admiral
also the
Chatterjee.
recipient of the Gandhi Peace Award. It's a pleasure,
This
an
is
honor to have him here.
the other, I see a lot of service chiefs there, Admiral Nanda,
Republic Day parade.
Air Chief Marshal Mehra,
In just a short
and here
while now,
is the
the Prime Minister
Prime Minister's car now approaching the saluting dais. He will be received by
are already there to receive him.
the two ministers and three service chiefs and defense secretary.
Shri P.V. Narasimha Rao.
The Prime Minister, Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, just welcomed by the Minister of State for Defense, Mr. Mukherjee, being introduced to the three service chiefs, also to the Defense Secretary, Mr. K.A. Nambiar, moving in towards the VIP enclosure now. Here we already have ministers of the Government of India, members of Parliament, senior government officials, representatives of political parties, foreign dignitaries, members of the diplomatic corps, defense personnel and
Among whom we also have the
VVIPs.
Minister of External Affairs of Brazil,
The
His Excellency Luiz Felipe Lampreia. Of course, a number of ministers and other
Former
dignitaries.
Prime Minister Mr. Chandrasekhar having a chat with the Prime Minister. Next to him is Mr. Kamalnath,
Even as the
Mr.
Prime
Bhutta
Minister
Singh,
greets the other dignitaries. In today's parade, you will see the Defence Forces presenting a glimpse of their
Mr.
immense
Azad, I see there very clearly.
defending the country and maintaining the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the nation.
Mr.
Remarkable
Manmohan Singh,
parade.
Dr. Manmohan Singh, the Finance Minister,
Tuned into our
and
live
Mr.
telecast.
Pilot.
Watch it with awe and wonder.
Guests of the Finance Minister being introduced to the Prime Minister. This is a marvelous few minutes that the Prime Minister has before the parade starts to meet the various VIPs who gather at this one place for the Republic Day parade every year. At all other functions, everything is a bit tight, but here he does get a few minutes.
आज की परेड के मुख्य अतिथि हमारे देश के
And the Prime Minister will move towards the front as we now coming from the left would be the motorcade of Mrs. Vimla Shyama along with Her Excellency Madam Cardoso, the wife of the... Sorry, this is the Vice President. This is the Vice President coming up, Mr. K.R. Narayanan. The Prime Minister is there to receive him.
The Vice President, Mr. K.R. Narayanan, being welcomed by Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, Mrs. Narayanan also, being presented now to the Minister of State for Defense, Mr. Mukherjee, the Minister of State for Defense Production, Mr. Suresh Pachori, the Chief of the Army Staff, General Shankar Roy Chaudhary, the Chief of the Naval Staff, Admiral V.S. Shekhawat, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal S.K. Sareen, and the Defense Secretary, Mr. K.A. Nambiar.
Mrs. Shyama going to her seat on the day. Mrs. Narayanan. Mr. Nyerere and Mrs. Gandhi being greeted by the Prime Minister. And now he goes in front. Again he has to go to receive These are the various VIPs that have come from Brazil accompanying the President, the ministers in waiting, the military generals and others. Prime Minister has a few minutes before Mrs. Shyama arrives for the parade, so he takes this time of meeting all the VIPs and also the disabled personnel who are here, the children, who have a very special place, as I said, at every Republic Day parade. And the Prime Minister invariably takes time to meet them. That is the motorcade of the President's wife, Mrs. Shyama, accompanied by Madame Cardoso, the wife of the President of Brazil, who is the chief guest today. Car comes slowly to a halt, and Mrs. Shyama now alights.
Fernando, Henrique, Cardoso के साथ इस ऐतिहासिक राजपथ पर सलामी अग्रसर हो रहे हैं। राष्ट्रपति कार के दाहिनी ओर अग्रसर रेजिमेंट के कमांडेंट कर्नल के हैं और कार के बाईं तरफ रेजिमेंट के सेकंड कमांड
now the arrival of the President, escorted by the President's bodyguard, traditionally the senior-most regiment of the Indian Army, commanded by Colonel K.M.S. Shergill, who is to the right of the presidential automobile, and to his left is Major Bhavani Singh, the second in command. These 6-foot horsemen are all trained paratroopers, and they have taken part in all the operations that India has fought in. They've also produced some excellent horsemen,
arrived, the first lady of India,
normal
and
military
now
duties,
the President,
polo players, exceptional.
Shyama, who will accompany the chief
They're
guest
all handpicked.
of the 47th Republic Day Parade, His Excellency Mr. Fernando Henrique
Bodyguards
Cardoso,
also
President of
took
Brazil.
part in the
They are
Indian
accompanied by
peacekeeping operations in Sri
President's
Lanka last
bodyguard,
year.
colourful and
The
resplendent.
President will be received by the Prime Minister,
President's
while the
bodyguard
President's
is one of the
bodyguard
oldest
forms
regiments
in the
of the Indian
background
Army.
for the national
It
salute.
was raised in September 1773
And when the national salute is
Banaras
fired,
by the
the
then
21-gun
Governor
salute will be
and it is indeed
fired
befitting
by the 45 Field
that
Battery,
they
which is directly
are leading
opposite the
procession
saluting
today.
desk,
President of
under
India,
the Commander
Shri
Major
Untitled
R.K.
Chapter.
Srivastava.
And
President,
on his right,
Prime Minister Mr.
as the
Cardoso,
chief guest of today's parade, His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Brazil,
meets the Minister of
Fernando
State, Mr.
Henrique
Mukherjee,
Cardoso.
Mr. Suresh Pachori,
In a message earlier to the nation, Mr. Cardoso
Army
had
Chief
said that
General
it's a great
Chaudhary,
honor for Brazil to have its president as the chief guest at the celebrations of India's Republic Day in
Navy
1996.
Chief
It is a great personal privilege for me
Shekhawat,
to be the honored guest. The fact that my visit is the first of a
Air
Brazilian
Chief
state to India
S.K.
adds
Sareen,
significantly the singularity of
and
this privilege.
Defense Secretary
The
Mr.
President of
Namia.
India and the President
Both
of
the
Brazil
VIPs shake hands,
being greeted by the three chiefs of staff.
and they now move towards
In the foreground, the
saluting
Defense Secretary, Shri Nambiar.
dais,
All the dignitaries now led by
accompanied by the Prime Minister,
their way to the saluting dais.
the ADCs, and there
Word
is
about the President's
Colonel
bodyguards. It is indeed befitting
Shergill,
that the Supreme Commander of the
horse
Armed
to the
Forces,
extreme
President
left,
of India, is escorted by
the
the
head
senior
of
most
the President's
regiment of the
bodyguard,
Indian Army.
who will give the national
The
salute.
Commandant of the regiment, Colonel K.M.S. Shergill, is accompanied
President,
by
Dr.
Second in
Shankar
Command,
Dayal Sharma,
Major Bhavani Singh.
and the chief guest at this year's Republic Day Parade, the President of the Federal Republic of Brazil, His Excellency Fernando Henrique Cardoso, now on their way up to the presidential enclosure.
And now, any moment, we will have the presidential salute, national salute, and the 21 guns will fire in the background, after which there is the presentation of the Ashoka Chakra today. President meets the Vice President, and now the national salute.
सलामी देंगे राष्ट्र सलूट मध्य देख
तोपों से सलामी दागी जा रही है, जय घोषणा कर रही है। ये तोपें आज गणतंत्र दिवस का भारतीय गणतंत्र।
Now the president's bodyguard will turn and leave towards our right and wait till the end of the parade to escort the president back to the presidential palace or the Rashtrapati Bhavan. After they have cleared the Rajpath, the parade will start. And now the Ashok Chakra.
The President, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, will now present two Ashok Chakras, awarded for acts of valor and sacrifice other than in the face of the enemy.
Major Rajiv Kumar June, Shaurya Chakra,
Major Rajiv Kumar June, Shaurya Chakra, 22 Grenadiers, posthumous. Major Rajiv Kumar June, along with his troops, was engaged in the interior of Anantnag district of Jammu and Kashmir in search and capture of terrorists. On the 16th of September 1994, Major Rajiv Kumar June and his search party got information that two terrorists were hiding in a house in Arijan Deusir village. On being cornered, the terrorists started firing indiscriminately, injuring one member of the search party. Continuing with their heavy volume of fire, the terrorists reached the safety of the basement. Major Rajiv Kumar June, at great risk to his person, crawled to a peephole outside the basement and lobbed 2 hand grenades into it, killing one hardcore Pakistan-trained terrorist on the spot. However, the other terrorist continued firing. The 26-year-old officer, endangering his life for the safety of his comrades, stormed into the basement and charged at the terrorist. In the ensuing engagement, he was grievously injured on the throat and his chest. Despite this, he refused to withdraw and sprayed bullets, killing the second terrorist instantly.
गंभीर घावों के बावजूद वो शूरवीर पीछे न हटा, वहीं डटा रहा और अपनी गोलियों से दूसरे दुर्दांत आतंकवादी को भी मार गिराया। अपनी पलटन के सैनिकों को आतंकवाद से जूझते रहने की प्रेरणा देते हुए अनुकरणीय साहस
infusing zeal and determination among all ranks of the unit to continue fighting terrorism and exhibiting exemplary courage and self-sacrifice, Major Rajiv Kumar June made the supreme sacrifice. The Ashok Chakra being presented to him posthumously. To receive it, his mother, Srimati Shanti Devi.
अति असाधारण वीरता के लिए अशोक चक्र कैप्टन अरुण सिंह जसरोटिया सेना मेडल नवी बटालियन
The Ashok Chakra for Captain Arun Singh Jasrotia, Sena Medal, 9 Special Forces Regiment, posthumous. A team of 9 Special Forces Regiment, under the leadership of Captain Arun Singh Jasrotia, was carrying out counter-insurgency operations in the Lolab Valley of Jammu and Kashmir. On the 15th of September 1995, after an arduous climb of nearly 10 hours, the team reached the general area at a height of approximately 3,000 meters, where some foreign mercenaries were suspected to be hiding. The team drew heavy rocket and gunfire. Captain Arun Singh Jasrotia, realizing the extreme danger to his men, who could not engage the well-entrenched terrorists from the position they were in a daring move, rushed forward, lobbing a grenade. While doing so, he was hit in the shoulder. Despite being grievously injured, he shot dead the terrorist who had fired at him after a hand-to-hand fight. Continuing his advance, he came near the mouth of the cave, where he was pounced upon by another terrorist. The young officer grappled with this terrorist and killed him with his commando knife. Staking his life for the safety of his comrades and bleeding profusely, Captain Arun Singh Jasrotia refused to move back and in a final bid stormed the cave, spraying bullets and lobbing grenades. He eliminated the remaining heavily armed foreign terrorists in the cave, but was struck fatally by a bullet in the chest in the process. He finally collapsed due to loss of blood and made the supreme sacrifice.
इस बीच एक गोली उनके सीने को बींधते हुए निकल गई। अंततः पराक्रमी अरुण ने
वीर गति पाई। कैप्टन अरुण सिंह जसरोटिया ने नेतृत्व, कर्तव्य निष्ठा एवं स्वदेश रक्षा में आत्म बलिदान का उत्कृष्ट उदाहरण प्रस्तुत करते हुए अति असाधारण वीरता का परिचय दिया। स्वर्गीय कैप्टन अरुण सिंह जसरोटिया सेना मेडल के पिता श्री
The Ashok Chakra for Captain Arun Singh Jasrotia, Sena Medal, 9th Special Forces Regiment, posthumous, being received now by his father, Lieutenant Colonel Prabhat Singh Jasrotia.
And now, as Colonel Jasrotia leaves the presidential dais, all eyes will be on the left because we have 4 Mi-4 helicopters under the command of Wing Commander Dilbag Singh, who will
The end of this
come
very
over the
start to the
Rajpath
47th Republic Day parade.
with flower petals
The two Ashok
and trooping
Chakra
the national
being
flag
awarded for
as well as the
extreme acts of bravery
interceptors
and courage. And now,
tricolor. There they come with their
showering of
landing
rose
lights.
petals, 4 Mi-17
burning.
helicopters are flying in formation
You will see
towards the saluting dais,
the rose petals.
preceding
There they
the
go,
parade
the rose
commander.
petals from the left helicopter.
The lead
now from
helicopter
the right
is
one.
trooping the national
And
flag.
intermingled with rose
The second
petals are
helicopter is
little
carrying
gleaming
inter-services inside.
Bingos, which
The other 2 helicopters
in
flying
the
in
shine of
formation
the sun.
are showering rose
This
petals.
has been going on, although
This formation
many
is
years
called
the flight
inverted
past
wine
was
glass.
discontinued.
And leading this
the helicopters
formation
with
is
rose
Wing
petals
Commander
have always taken
Dilbag
part in
Singh.
the Republic Day parade.
What a fabulous
Here they
sight
come, Wing
right
Commander
above
Dilbag
Rajpath
Singh leading
here on the
his
26th
4
January
helicopters in an
1996.
inverted wine glass formation. Residents watching. There they come. And the whole of
Indian
Rajpath
tricolour in all its glory
absolutely
and enjoying the spectacle.
full
The
of
President of
rose
India,
petals.
accompanied by the chief guest of today's parade, His Excellency, the President of the Federal
There they are.
Republic of Brazil, Fernando Henrique
The
Cardoso.
red carpet now looks a bit speckled.
Is also said to have remarked
Showering
that
rose
the
petals
invitation
and
for me to
coloured
visit
cheer and
India
celebration marking
and
the
to visit
beginning
itself
of this morning's
marked,
Republic Day
I'm
parade
convinced,
here at
a turning point
Rajpath
in the
in
history
New
of
Delhi.
Indo-Brazilian relations. It was with genuine joy and high expectations that I received the invitation of President Shankar Dayal Sharma to visit India as the chief guest of the celebrations of India's Republic Day.
And leading the parade, this is the
And
parade
now,
commander, Major
commencement of
General
the parade.
Hind Ravi Singh Maan.
Leading the
at
parade,
Vishisht
Major
Seva
General
Medal,
Hind
General
Ravi
Officer
Singh Maan,
commanding Delhi
ADSM,
area,
General Officer
saluting
commanding
the
Delhi
Supreme
area.
Commander of the Armed Forces, the
Commissioned
President,
in the 4th
Dr.
Battalion of the
Shankar
Brigade
Dayal
of the Guards
Sharma.
in 1961.
And behind him,
Major
the
General
parade's
HRS
second
Maan
in
has
command,
served various
Brigadier K.P.
theatres
Pandya.
and high-altitude
He's Deputy
uncongenial
General
areas.
Officer commanding Delhi area and Station Commander of
From
Delhi.
India Gate, the parade will be commanded by Brigadier K.P.
Saluting the
Pandya.
President of India, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, as he passes by the saluting base at Rajpath. And behind him are the award winners. These are winners of India's highest gallantry awards.
और इस समय
The Paramveer Chakra awardees, awarded for the most conspicuous acts of bravery and self-sacrifice in the face of the enemy. Lieutenant Colonel Man Singh Thapa, retired Colonel Hushar Singh, retired, and Subedar Bana Singh. A beautiful presidential enclosure and of the chief guest. And back to the awardees of the Ashok Chakras, awarded for acts of valor and sacrifice other than in the face of the enemy. Lieutenant Colonel Jasram Singh, Naik Nar Bahadur Thapa, Subedar Major Honorary Captain Sundar Singh, Major C.A. Pittawala, Shri Bhurelal, Lakshman Singh, Govind Singh and Hukum Singh.
और अशोक चक्र विजेता के बाद आएंगे विक्टोरिया क्रॉस विजेता स्वाधीनता के पहले
And we also have the winners of the Pre-Independence Gallantry Award, the Victoria Cross.
विक्टोरिया
awarded for very
क्रॉस। इस समय
exceptional
2
gallantry,
विक्टोरिया क्रॉस विजेता
both military
अभी
as
अभी
well as
सलामी मंच के
civilians, and
सामने
even
से
for
गए
animals
सूबेदार
and
मेजर
birds
ऑनरी
in
कैप्टन
military
भंडारी
service.
राम
And we
और
just
सूबेदार
had Subedar
मेजर
Major
ऑनरी
Honorary
कैप्टन
Captain Bhandari
राव
Ram go
सिंह।
by and Subedar Major
इस
Honorary Captain
कैवलरी का
Rao
दस्ता
Singh. And as the
नेतृत्व कैप्टन
first of the
मनजिंदर
mounted
सिंह
contingents comes into
बहुत
view,
ही
over to
सुंदर
Commander Verma.
61st Cavalry under the command of Captain Manjinder Singh Bhinder, one of the few horse cavalries anywhere in the world. They took part, they have 20 battle
इस
honors,
रेजिमेंट
68
ने
honors.
घुड़सवार सेना के इतिहास में अपना नाम जोड़ा है और
their
अंतिम कैवलरी चार्ज
One of the
हाइफा
last charges of the
में
First
भाग
World War was at Haifa.
लिया। खेलकूद के मैदान में
Therefore, the battle
बहुत
of
ही
Haifa has
बहादुर
been given to them.
The 61st Cavalry Contingent, led by Captain Manjinder Singh Bhinder, were a fabulous sight. The regiment has excelled in the field of equestrian sport and its personnel
And
have
behind
got
them
9 Arjuna Awards.
come
They've also won 2
The
gold and 3
Mounted
bronze medals in
Regiment
the
of
Asian
the Army
Games.
Service Corps under the
Next to
command of
arrive
Captain
the Army
P.K.
Service
Singh.
Corps Mounted Regiment. Now the horse
They
mounted
are
contingent
carrying
of the Army
lances
Service Corps,
with their
led
regimental
by
colour.
T.K. Singh,
Pennants
moving
on
towards
them.
the saluting tiers.
Beautifully clad,
The colourful
in blue
Savars are carrying
gold
lances with their regimental
uniforms.
colours as pennants. The Army
they
Service
have
Corps uses
produced,
mechanical as
amongst
well as
others,
animal transport
a
for
lot of
providing
horsemen
logistic
of
support
great
to our
repute
fighting
who won
troops.
tent pegging
These
contests
horses
not only
are
in
from the
India
animal
but
transport
abroad.
branch
And
are
coming
used
into
on
view now
difficult
behind
mountainous terrain as well.
the two mounted columns,
Riders of the Army Service Corps have won medals for the country in international equestrian competitions. In the international tent pegging competition held at New Jersey, USA, they won the team championship. The Army Service Corps Mounted Regiment.
This is the main battle tank unveiled by the Prime Minister only a few days ago.
45
Indigenously
आर्मर्ड
designed
रेजिमेंट के अर्जुन
by the
टैंक का
Defense
दस्ता
Research and Development
रक्षा
Organization
अनुसंधान और विकास
and
संगठन
rated
द्वारा
one of the finest
विकसित
tanks
और
in the world today.
नेतृत्व
It
कैप्टन
is due
राकेश
for induction into
करवासा
Indian Army fairly soon. It mounts 120
अपने
millimeter
राष्ट्रपति और
gun,
मुख्य अतिथि दोनों मंत्रियों
one
इस नए टैंक से
7
इसकी
millimeter
गति
anti-aircraft gun
70 किलोमीटर
and
प्रति घंटा
coaxial
से अधिक
7.62
और मारक क्षमता
anti-personnel machine
पहले के
guns.
टैंकों से
It's
कहीं
fast,
अधिक
it's
ज्यादा।
accurate, it's heavily
और
armed,
जिस भी
and
युद्ध भूमि
it's
में हमारा अर्जुन जाएगा
particularly
हमारे
well
महाभारत के अर्जुन
camouflaged
समान
because
अजेय
not wearing it at the moment,
यथा
but
नाम
once it
तथा
does because of its extremely low profile.
और अर्जुन
This
के
contingent is led
पीछे
by
की
Captain
72
Rakesh
टैंक
Karwarsa.
अजय।
That's right, coming up towards the saluting base now are the T-72 tanks of the 50 Armored
And
Regiment.
the tanks that
Major
you see in the
Ashok
background
Shivane
in
is
their full
leading
battle
this
camouflage
contingent.
are the
These tanks can move at a speed of 50 to 60
Ajay
kilometers per hour on
from the
cross-country
50th
terrain
Armored Regiment
and have a
under the command of
125
Ashok
mm smoothbore
Bhim
gun.
Shivane, Major
Fires
Ashok Bhim
3
Shivane.
types of ammunition.
These tanks
It is
can
high
move
explosive ammunition,
up to 60
armor-piercing
kilometers an hour.
ammunition, and high
Cross
explosive
range, they have
anti-tank ammunition.
125
It
millimeter
has a machine
smoothbore
gun
gun,
destroying soft
which fires
targets as
3
well,
different types of
and
ammunition.
possesses an anti-aircraft gun and is also capable of crossing
And armored
streams
piercing,
and water
high
obstacles up to a
explosive,
depth of 5
and
meters. The T-72 tank, what a versatile fighting machine indeed.
Anti-tank.
मेजर अशोक भीम शिवाने की कमान में T-72 टैंक
Behind the T-72
लड़ाई के मैदान में हर चुनौती को
the
स्वीकार करने की शक्ति और सामर्थ्य है।
155 millimeter FH-77B
इनके बाद
gun of the 230th
अब
Medium
परेड
Regiment
में
of the Artillery under the
ठीक पीछे
command of
105
Major
मिलीमीटर
Shivendra
की
Bahadur
हल्की
Singh.
तोपें।
This
161
field
रेजिमेंट का
howitzer is a
105
versatile
मिलीमीटर
weapon
का
and its
हल्की
accurate fire. It
तोपों
is
का दस्ता
also
है।
capable
इसकी
of
कमान है
shooting and
कैप्टन
scooting.
R.S. चौहान के
You
हाल
will
के
see that the
आदेश
first
पर
2 guns
अन्य सैनिक अधिकारियों
are
और जवानों ने अपने राष्ट्रपति को सलामी दी। निगाहें दाहिनी तरफ करके देश में ही बनी ये 105 मिलीमीटर की हल्की तोपें पहाड़ी इलाकों के लिए बहुत ही सही चीज़ है, बहुत ही सही हथियार। आप
The
आश्चर्य
1.5
करेंगे ये
millimeter
तोपें हर मिनट 5 गोली की रफ्तार से 17
gun now
किलोमीटर की
passing
दूरी तक
saluting base.
अचूक निशाना लगा
Behind them, as I said, the
और वजन
Wolfers, they've come in
बहुत
view.
कम है इनका, उसका भी इन्हें फायदा होता है।
A versatile gun
जी हाँ,
which can
और
shoot and
इसके
scoot.
बाद ये तो भारत में निर्मित है
Saluting the President.
और बहुत ही हल्की तोपें हैं, पहाड़ों पर ले
It
जाई
has a
जा
maximum
सकती
range
है।
of
इसके
30
बाद
kilometers
दस्ता आएगा
and
वो
can
भारी
fire
तोपों का है।
a rapid burst of 3
और
rounds
अभी
in 14
मेजर
seconds
शिवेंद्र बहादुर
and
सिंह
then
की कमान
scoot
में जो इस समय जिन्होंने बहुत ही
to
चटक
a
शुरू
different
किया
place
230
so the
मीडियम
enemy
रेजिमेंट
cannot
तोपखाने
fire
का
at their
155 मिलीमीटर
location, the previous location.
FH-77B
The radars
जी हाँ,
nowadays
और
are
ये
capable of picking
हॉविट्जर
up shells in flight.
हॉविट्जर और तोपें
Consequently, it is
अंदर
quite easy
ये
to
है
locate the
कि
enemy.
हॉविट्जर पहाड़ के उस पार
You will
गोली
find
उछाल
the first
करके
two are with
मारते
the
हैं,
tractors and the
तोपें
two behind
सामान्यतः सीधे मैदानी तोपें होती है।
तो ये हाउवित्जर तोप दुश्मन के ठिकानों पर अचूक निशाना लगाने में सक्षम, प्रहार क्षमता 30 किलोमीटर, जो कि बहुत ही अधिक है, और 14 सेकंड में 3 गोले दागे जा सकते हैं। यही नहीं, चारों ओर ये घूम सकते हैं और घूम करके मार।
Behind the 155 is the multi-barrel rocket launcher under the command of Captain Sudarshan Singh Rana.
BM-21 ग्राड
These are from the 213 Rocket Regiment.
ये लॉन्चर 213
This weapon system has a cluster of 40 tubes and it can fire all the 40 rockets in 20 seconds up to a distance of 20 kilometers.
20 किलोमीटर की दूरी तक मार की जा सकती है। 20 सेकंड में 40 रॉकेट दाग सकते हैं। ये युद्ध क्षेत्र में गजब ढहाते हैं।
It's got a marvelous follow shot.
ये रॉकेट लॉन्चर प्रणाली दुर्गम स्थानों पर भी ले जाई जा सकती है और इनमें जो बर्बाद करने की क्षमता है दुश्मन के सामरिक ठिकानों
is the Prithvi missile under the command of Major J.S.
Now
Chopra.
taking pride of place on the parade today,
This is a mobile state-of-the-art missile system,
the imposing
matching the best in the
now
world,
approaching the saluting dais. The Prithvi missile,
developed by
the pride of the
DRDO.
country. It does
It has
arouse
been
a
done
round of
successful
applause
trial
from
up
those
to
present.
150
The contingent
kilometers,
was led by Major J.S.
and
Chopra.
it is now
Prithvi
in
is
the
a
process of
mobile
being tested
state-of-the-art
out for
missile
long
system
ranges
which matches the
at
best in the
the
world.
interim test
This
range at
versatile
Chandipur.
weapon has been developed by the Defence Research
The
and Development
Prithvi
Laboratory
missile.
at Hyderabad.
India can be
After
proud
successful
of this
completion
weapon.
of user trials of the 150-kilometer version of the Prithvi, a campaign has now commenced at the interim test range Chandipur for flight trials of a longer range variant. A series of automated checkouts is currently underway for status validation of subsystems. What an awesome sight, the Prithvi missile.
पृथ्वी प्रक्षेपास्त्र 105 किलोमीटर दूर, और इसीलिए जब सेना को पृथ्वी प्रक्षेपास्त्र दिया गया और ये हुआ कि हमारी सीमाओं पर होगा, तो शत्रु हाहाकार कर
M air defense missiles from the 156 Light Air Defense Missile Regiment under the command of Captain Neeraj Sharma.
नेतृत्व
It's the mobile
कैप्टन नीरज शर्मा।
surface to air
सतह
missile
से हवा
system
में मार करने वाली
and provides
10 M
defense
मिसाइल
to an armored corner.
कम ऊंचाई पर
It has a
दुश्मन के
range of 5
हेलीकॉप्टर
kilometers.
और सुपरसोनिक लड़ाकू विमानों से हमारे बख्तरबंद
That is Captain
गाड़ियों
Neeraj
और
Sharma.
अन्य की सुरक्षा करता है।
And behind them come the PMS
इस
bridge
मिसाइल प्रणाली के
from
लॉन्चिंग
the
पैड से
65
जमीन में हवा मार करने
Engineering
वाले
Regiment
4 घातक
mounted on the
प्रक्षेपास्त्र एक साथ
Colostrata
छोड़े जा सकते
813.
हैं।
और अब
Each
सलामी मंच
of
के
these
पास
can set up a
इन
bridge
गाड़ियों के
of
पीछे
a
आप
gap
देखेंगे
of 200 meters
PMS पुल वाहन।
in assault conditions under the command, as I
ये
said,
गाड़ियां
of Captain Amitabh.
इनका नेतृत्व कैप्टन अमिताभ
And
दत्ता
behind
कर
them
रहे हैं।
is the slightly
पंटून का बना
smaller
ये बुल
AM-50
पुल
assault
टाटा
bridge with
813
a
वाहन
span
पर रखा
of
हुआ है।
13 millimeters.
इसके चालक दल में
This
3
is from the
सदस्य होते हैं। पांटून पुल का इस्तेमाल नदी
Armored
नालों को
Engineer
पार
Regiment
करने
of
के लिए
Bengal
और
Sappers
साथ ही सैनिक
and is
हथियार
led by
वगैरह और
Captain
औजार
Sandeep
पहुंचाने
Sharma,
के लिए किया
Sena
जाता
Medal.
है। ये 200 मीटर लंबा पुल बनाने में सक्षम है।
The Defence Forces presenting a glimpse of their immense defence
These
capabilities
are
in
the
defending the country and maintaining
BRDM-2
the
of
territorial
the 15th
integrity.
Battalion of Brigade of Guards Mechanized
The AM-50
Infantry.
assault bridge, mounted on a Tatra vehicle. The column belongs to 234 Armoured Engineer Regiment of the Bengal Sappers. And
This
is led
contingent is led by Captain J.K.
Sandeep
Nautiyal.
Sharma, Sena
It's a
Medal.
combat vehicle equipped
One
with
vehicle
faggots
of
and
the AM-50
Concord
equipment
anti-tank
can
guiding
bridge a gap
missiles
of
which can
13
destroy any
meters.
known
Gaps
armor.
of 50 meters can be bridged by using a combination.
And it has
of this
capability of going across extremely rough terrain.
BRDM
The BRDM-2.
ब्रिगेड ऑफ द गार्ड्स का दस्ता 15वीं मैकेनाइज्ड इन्फेंट्री बटालियन का कमान कैप्टन जेके नौटियाल। बीआरडीएम युद्ध में काम आने वाला ऐसा
Behind them come the infantry combat vehicle BMP-2 of the 4th Mechanized Infantry First Sikh under the command of 2nd
ऊंचाई
Lieutenant
वाले
Harshvardhan
क्षेत्रों और रेगिस्तानी इलाकों में
saluting the
दुर्गम
President.
स्थानों में भी
The
जा सकता
BMP-2
है,
fleet
टैंक का साथ देता है।
of
और
infantry
ये
combat vehicles is the mainstay
BMP
of mechanized
ये दस्ता
infantry.
4
It
मैकेनाइज्ड
has a group
इन्फेंट्री
of 3
एक सिख का
and
है।
7
भारतीय सेना
infantrymen
में
inside.
सबसे ज्यादा
The
वीरता
30
पुरस्कारों से
millimeter
अलग।
cannon and
इसकी
Kokos
कमान
are its
2nd
main
लेफ्टिनेंट
armaments,
हर्षवर्धन सिंह
which are
करते
very
हैं।
clearly
चालक दल के
visible,
3
one
सदस्यों के
behind
अलावा
the
इन्फेंट्री
officer
के 7
saluting
सदस्य
and
इस
one in
वाहन
front.
पर सवार हैं। इस पर लगी मशीन गन के अलावा 30
has the
mm
marching
तोप और
columns
कॉन्कर्स
come
मिसाइलें इस पर
the way.
लगी हैं।
Comer.
ये उपकरण जल और थल यानी
Thank you,
जमीन और
Commander
पानी
Verma.
दोनों स्थानों
And
पर
this is
सुगमता
as
से
seen
काम
from
लिए
the
जा
top of
सकते
India
हैं।
Gate,
और
one
ये
of our
शानदार
cameras with this
दृश्य है
truly
इंडिया गेट से।
magnificent view
दूर
of
विजय चौक
the
तक,
grandeur
जहाँ
of
से ये
Rajpath,
परेड के दस्ते
the parade
जहाँ
from that
राष्ट्रपति
distance
को
seemingly
हुए
slowly
इंडिया गेट की
traversing
तरफ जा
towards
रहे हैं,
India
अपने
Gate,
राष्ट्रपति को
with a
सलामी देने।
vista fringed with thousands of people
जिसमें
watching
इन्फेंट्री
it go
चलती है,
by.
यूं तो इन्फेंट्री पैदल मार्च करती है,
An
लेकिन
impressive
BMP
account of
आदि
the
वाहनों में
technological
इसलिए
prowess
ताकि
of the
टैंक का
Indian Army,
बख्तरबंद गाड़ियों का
and
साथ
there
हो
in the
सके,
background,
क्योंकि
followed
टैंक
by the
पहुंच गए,
men of this
इन्फेंट्री नहीं
incredible
पहुंची,
force,
तो उस जमीन को जो
slowly
टैंक
coming into
जीतते हैं,
vision,
उसको कौन
marching
वहां पर
towards
अपनी
India
सत्ता
Gate.
जमाएगा। और हमने पैदल सेना का नाम
Here they
दिया,
are,
देखिए
still
पैदल
in
सेना
closer
वाले
view,
कदम से कदम
immaculate,
मिलाते हुए, मार्च
brave,
करते हुए
and
राजपथ पर।
distinguished.
बंगाल
The
इंफेंट्री
first
ग्रुप और
of the
सेंट्रल
marching
यूनिट का
contingents,
दस्ता
and
है।
these are the Bengal
बंगाल शेपर्ड्स
sappers,
के नाम से इसे
2nd
जाना जाता है।
Lieutenant Anuj Bagga leading the
सेकंड
contingent.
लेफ्टिनेंट अनुज
These are
बग्गा,
troops drawn
जिनके हाथ
from
में
the
क्लिच है,
eastern and
जिन्हें
northern
चुनकर
regions
वो
of the
दाहिने
country.
तरफ झुका देंगे, जो राष्ट्रपति के प्रति सल्यूट है। बंगाल इंजीनियर ग्रुप 1989
The
में
Bengal
तत्कालीन
sappers have won
राष्ट्रपति
80 battle honours and 11 theatre honours, and also 3 Veer Chakras, 1 Ashok Chakra, 10 Shaurya Chakras, and 3 Kirti Chakras.
80 युद्ध सम्मान, 11 थिएटर सम्मान, 3 वीर चक्र, 1 अशोक चक्र, 10 शौर्य चक्र और 3 कीर्ति चक्र प्राप्त किए। और दाहिने पेट का आदेश।
The first of the marching contingents saluting the President of India, returning their salute. The Bengal Engineer Group and Centre, known popularly as the Bengal Sappers, mainly comprised of troops from the eastern and northern regions of the country. The contingent commander is 2nd Lieutenant Anuj Bagga. Following them just a distance behind is the
Behind
band
the
from
Bengal
Madras
Sappers,
Engineer
the
Group
bands of the
and
Madras
the Brigade
Engineer
of the
Group and the
Guards
Brigade
Centre.
of the Guards Centre, led by
They
Subedar
are playing
Major
the tune
R.V. Nair and
Sindh
Naib
Bharati.
Subedar Krishna Kumar.
The band is led by Subedar Major R.V. Nair and Naib Subedar Krishna Kumar.
Founded by the
और
late
ये
Field
जवान
Marshal
हैं
K.M.
Brigade of
Cariappa,
Guards.
OBE. This is the Brigade of the Guards, Commander Captain Arun
ब्रिगेड
Malik.
ऑफ गार्ड्स का गठन ऑर्डर ऑफ ब्रिटिश एम्पायर से सम्मानित
This regiment has won 2 Paramveer Chakras, 6 Mahavir Chakras, 49 Veer Chakras, 2 Ashok Chakras, 18 Shaurya Chakras and 4 Kirti Chakras.
इसका
It
नेतृत्व
has the
अरुण मलिक
President as
कैप्टन
its
अरुण
Colonel
मलिक
in
के हाथ
Chief
में
and the Chief of Army
ब्रिगेड ऑफ
Staff as
गार्ड्स
its
भारतीय सेना
Honorary
की
Colonel.
एकमात्र ऐसी ब्रिगेड है जिसके कर्नल इन
The
चीफ
Brigade
हैं
of the Guards.
राष्ट्रपति, जो इस समय इस टुकड़ी की सलामी ले रहे हैं। थल सेनाध्यक्ष इसके ऑनरेरी कर्नल हैं। भारतीय सेना की पहली मिसाइल बटालियन और विद्रोही गतिविधियों की रोकथाम करने वाली खास बटालियन का गठन
The
इसी
Punjab
regiment से किया
Regiment,
गया।
led by Major Nagendra Singh. This
Punjab
is the
Regiment.
oldest regiment of the Indian Army and the
Major
second
Nagendra Singh की
highest
कमान में
decorated regiment.
इस समय राजपथ पर
53
सलामी
battle
में
honours, 18
सबसे
Mahavir
अधिक
Chakras,
अलंकरण और
56
सम्मान,
Veer Chakras,
53
22 Shaurya
सम्मान,
Chakras,
18
9
महावीर
Kirti
चक्र,
Chakras
56
and 1
चक्र,
Uttam
22
Yud
शौर्य
Seva
चक्र,
medal.
9 कीर्ति चक्र, 1
The
उत्तम
melody,
वीर सेवा
26th
मेडल और
January, the
band
bands of the Mechanized Infantry Regimental
Mechanized
Centre
Infantry
and
Regimental
the
Centre
Grenadiers
और the Grenadiers
Regimental
Regimental
Centre,
Centre का
led here on
band
Rajpath this morning by Havildar P.K. Rawat and
26
Subedar
जनवरी
Major
कमान
Kundan Singh.
हवलदार पीके रावत, सूबेदार मेजर कुंदन सिंह। आनंद लीजिए।
Right behind the band,
Directly in
marching
front
on
of
through
the
the
saluting
Grenadiers.
base now, Captain
approaching
Arun
the saluting
Chandel
base.
leading
They are
the
sturdy Grenadiers commanded
a
by
regiment
Captain
that was
Arun
first
Chandel.
raised in
Living up
1779
to its
in
motto,
Bombay.
Sarvada
To their credit,
Khali.
2 Paramveer Chakras,
The
5
men of the
Mahavir
regiment
Chakras,
have
36
earned,
Veer
among
Chakras,
others,
1
2
Ashok
Paramveer
Chakra,
Chakra,
19
5
Shaurya
Mahavir
Chakras
Chakra,
and
36
5
Veer
Kirti
Chakra,
Chakras.
1 Ashok Chakra,
The Grenadiers
19
have
Shaurya
taken
Chakra,
part in
and 5
operations
Kirti
Pavan,
Chakra.
Meghdut,
The first
Bajrang,
Indian
Rhino
Grenadiers were raised
and
in Bombay,
Rakshak.
1779.
And behind
ये
them the
हैं
soldiers of
regiment
the
के
Jat
जवान,
regiment
शौर्य और
led here
साहस
on
की अपनी
Rajpath
सेना
this
की
morning by
परंपराओं
Major
को
Sagar
अटूट
Patwadkar,
उत्साह, अदम्य बहादुरी
one
और
of the
मातृत्व की
oldest
रक्षा
regiments of the Indian Army.
सदा सामने रखा।
And they were awarded colours by
1967
President
में
Dr.
राष्ट्रपति
Zakir
डॉक्टर
Hussain
जाकिर
in
हुसैन ने इस regiment को ध्वज
1967.
प्रदान किया था, जिसका नेतृत्व उस
Recipients
समय
of
टुकड़ी का
4
कर्नल
battle honours, 7
सागर
Mahavir
पटवर्धन,
Chakras, 34 Veer Chakras
7
and 5
महावीर चक्र,
Kirti
4 युद्ध
Chakras.
सम्मान, 34 वीर चक्र, 10 शौर्य चक्र, 5 कीर्ति चक्र शामिल हैं इनके पुरस्कारों में जाट रेजिमेंट के, साथ ही 2 अर्जुन पुरस्कार भी। और अब
And this is the
Band
sound
ये
of
मधुर ध्वनि
infantry
छेड़ता हुआ।
march in a rendering by the bands of the Parachute
उसके
Regimental
बाद
Centre and
6th
Madras Regimental
Regiment,
Centre,
नेतृत्व
led by
मेजर
Subedar
हरिहरन
Major G.S.
नायक
Khan and
था।
Subedar
इस
Major
रेजिमेंट के
Bhaskaran
बहादुर सैनिकों ने
Pillai.
2 परमवीर चक्र, 14 महावीर चक्र,
Major
2 अशोक
Hariharan
चक्र और
Nair
10
leading
विक्टोरिया
a
क्रॉस के
contingent
साथ-साथ
of the
कई
Sikh
अन्य सम्मान
Regiment.
भी अर्जित
An
किए।
impressive account with 2
1965 में
Paramveer
एवरेस्ट
Chakras,
शिखर
14
पर
Mahavir
जिन सैनिकों
Chakras,
ने चढ़ने में
2
सफलता
Ashok
प्राप्त
Chakras
की,
and
जो
10
हमेशा
Victoria
याद रखते हैं,
Crosses.
दे सेवा पर मोह हिले, शुभ कर्मंते कब न डरो, न डरो हरि सोच जब जाए, निश्चय कर अपनी जीत कर।
और डोगरा रेजिमेंट कमान सेकंड लेफ्टिनेंट नसीब सिंह चौहान।
Second Lieutenant Naseeb Singh Chauhan, commanding a contingent of the Dogra Regiment. Inhabitants of northern India, the Dogras fought valiantly in the 1962, 65 and 71 conflicts, and they've won 12 battle honours, 9 Mahavir Chakras, 36 Veer Chakras, 1 Ashok Chakra, and 4
स्वाधीनता से पहले 2 विक्टोरिया क्रॉस डोगरों को मिला।
The Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Dr. Shankar Dal Sharma,
Artillery Center, Jammu and Kashmir,
The band of the Artillery Center and Jeng Shanti Singha of the Subedar Major Khemchand and Subedar Bahadur, and behind them the Garhwal Regiment.
Right behind the Artillery Center and the Jammu and Kashmir Rifle Regimental Centre Band. Coming up, the Garhwal Regiment.
42 Veer Chakras,
The Garhwal Rifles are now approaching. The contingent commander is Lieutenant Vivek Singh
Behind
Thakur.
them are the Mahar Regiment,
bestowed the title
Captain
Royal
Saurabh
for
Misra.
exceptional bravery.
This
The
regiment
Garhwal Rifles
produced
are back